Oh. Good morning. Alright, I actually got some sleep last night, and now I've got 30 minutes to shower, shave, and pack and get out of here, and we're moving on to Aberdeen for the South Dakota All-State Jazz Festival. I'm going to be working with some kids there this weekend. Looking forward to that, but I got to hustle and get out of here now. Those are the exact tour buses I used to be on with John Mayer. They're pretty awesome. I think this hotel has the nicest towel bookshelf I've ever seen. They're all like rolled up like toilet paper, but they're towels. Also, check this out. This got me out of the chair. I thought, what, did they really leave these personal notes? And they're not, but they look like they are. Note to guest, pillowcases, sheets, bed cover are all clean and fresh. It's a post-it note. It kind of looks like handwritten, but it's not handwritten. There's another one over here. It's kind of a hip little touch. I dig it. I am in Aberdeen, South Dakota right now. Just had about a 3-hour drive from Sioux Falls. And I'm here for an all-state jazz band convention. So I'm going to be working with the kids at the all-state, like high school all-state band. But I wanted to answer some questions. There's like a lot of questions queuing up, and they're making their way. I wanted to get to some of them. This one's from John. Hey Bob, have you ever been challenged by airline staff for bringing your tenor on board? That is, have you ever been told it's too big and you need to check it? Only one time. I was living in New York and I had to catch a flight to Atlanta, and the lady at LaGuardia was a total... It was the only time I've ever had to check. I had to check my tenor. It was like I either had to check, I tried to talk to a supervisor or a manager. None of that was going to fly. No pun intended. But fortunately, I have that really sturdy Walt Johnson flight case. I've had that thing since college. It's actually, check this out. It's beat up. It's really beat up. Like, you know, I've had this since I was a sophomore at Berkeley College of Music, not the smart people Berkeley in California. But it works, man. I mean, I trust this case. You know, I definitely trust it. The cool thing about it is that, look, it's pretty narrow. So, as you can see in yesterday's vlog, I included a shot of how I fit that in the overhead compartment, and it does fit. Even on small planes like yesterday, that flight, everybody had to gate check their rollerboards, as did I, but my saxophone fit no problem. Here's one from David. Bob, when are you coming to Barcelona? I'd love to see you play. I will be in Barcelona like in a week or so. I want to say May 19th. I'm playing at a club called Jamboree. So if you're watching this and you're in Spain or anywhere near there, tell your friends. I'll be at Jamboree. It's a Thursday, May 19th. Here's a question from Cass. Hey Bob, in the video, she's talking about number 51, yesterday's. You were playing some long tones and going slowly through some scales. What kinds of things do you generally do when warming up for a gig where you might not have a lot of time between arriving at the gig and going on stage? That's almost always the case, and as it was yesterday, but most of the time. And honestly, I don't mean to be flip about this, because somebody else, Stefan, said I'm looking for the same answer. That video, you almost answered the question, Cass. Long tones and slowly through some scales. It's kind of what I do. So I try to, I hit the long tones and I hit something normally like a chromatic scale, or maybe I'll do major triads done chromatically up and down the horn, just to get me, executing evenly and connected to the instrument. It's all about just as much as possible than trying to take the instrument out of the way, and so I can just be free. But it's a compressed form of what I would do with an hour. Sometimes what I'll do when things are going well is I'll just leave the reed on the mouthpiece for a day or two. I'll take it off and maybe clean. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. I'll clean it, whatever, get it wet again. But especially if I'm about to play like within the next 24 hours and I've got a good thing going on here, I just like to keep it where it is rather than like putting it back in the reed case and starting all over again, you know. So it just, I don't know, it maybe seem weird or gross, but it works for me. You might remember from an earlier episode, I think it was called Hotel Sax. Sometimes when I'm in hotels, I like to put a towel on my bell. Because here, check out the difference. It just kind of softens the vibrations a little bit, so I can still play. I'm still playing quietly. I'm not playing full volume, but instead of bouncing around, you know, whatever's coming out of the bell, it's not bouncing around quite as vigorously. Just deadens a little bit of it. And no, of course, I can't really fully execute the low notes of the horn, but I can deal with the middle and the upper part, and just kind of get my fingers and my embouchure together. So it helps. Also, I wanted to mention that last night's or yesterday's vlog, I actually did finish that in time. I edited that between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.-ish, 3:30 last night. And I set it to upload for the regular time, and I woke up this morning and I checked my phone. I'm like, why isn't the video up? I forgot to hit publish. I just straight up forgot to hit the publish button. So it actually was done on time. It wasn't even late. I was so tired and I was like, All right, time to get some dinner. So official. It's a South Dakota all-state jazz band doing the combo. I get to coach the combo, so I'm just waiting to meet the kids. I don't want to make any of the kids nervous, especially on the first day, so I'm not going to capture any of this, but maybe in subsequent days. This is really handy in case we forget what the notes are. We can use this.
No, I think you are. I'm just here to watch.
I just got back to the hotel and it is about 12:10 a.m. I'm making a playlist in Spotify. We have no Wi-Fi at the school that I'm teaching at. I also have no cell service, like zero Sprint cell service in this entire town that I'm in. I mean, you know what I mean. It just got me thinking that I think you can follow a playlist, like if I make it public. I started putting, it was going to be 3 songs, and then it turned into 6 songs, and then a few albums, and it's getting, I've probably got 30 songs in there now. There's no way we'll have time to listen to all these. There's a lot of albums that I love and would recommend. Maybe there's a way I could do this so that you could follow the playlist if you're interested in seeing some of this music. I don't know, if that sounds like an idea that would be interesting, I guess just let me know below in the comments.